All the way from merry old England, the legendary Tom Baker. Everyone, go on in.
Hello. I'm so glad you could all make it to listen to me talk about my work on the Golden Voyages of Sinbad. Yes, well, so what shall I be doing?
Well, we just want to, legendary Tom Baker, we just want to welcome you to North Carolina. How was your trip? How was your trip to Raleigh?
Oh, it was rubbish. I'm sitting next to this person on the plane. He wanted to keep talking on and on and on and on and on about things I don't care one twit about. Like Doctor Who. Or maybe, well, I mostly took a Xanax and I just went straight out. I'm sure he kept talking, but I had just stopped listening about 20 minutes prior.
Well, legendary Tom Baker, we're very glad to have you here in Raleigh, and we just want to know we're all huge fans of your work. We were able to compile some questions from the group, and I just want to.
Okay, I'm still working on that English myself, so one of these days I'll get it just right, I'm sure.
Thank you very much, legendary Tom Baker. The first question, I haven't had a chance to look at the list, but the first question we had was. What's your favorite Doctor Who episode?
Oh, well, let's see. There were so many. I'm going to have to go with Time Lash. That Colin Baker fellow is quite hilarious. What did you mean for me?
Oh, well, I guess that any answer is good enough.
Well, then Logopolis. Although I thought it was rubbish. I watched his previous series with that fellow with the weird hair, and he jumps out of a spaceship and lands on his feet, and when I fell out of a tower, they killed me.
Well, legendary Tom Baker, we're interested to know if the BBC allowed you to take any props from your time on Doctor Who.
Yes, they let me take Davros's motorized chair. It's become very useful in the past few years, I can tell you that.
Well, why is that?
Well, you know, I'm not getting any younger. Unlike the character I portrayed, I'm not going to regenerate. Although I'm working on it. I have tracked scientists. They're promising me some results in the next few months.
Well, legendary Tom Baker, the final question I want to ask that came from our group is we know that you had a short marriage to your co-star Lala Ward.
Oh, God.
And we're wondering if you could share any interesting tidbits about that, something juicy that we can take with us.
Well, I have to be very careful because there are small children present. But there was a certain thing, well, no, never mind. I don't know how to say that she knew how to get into a TARDIS. Lala was very interesting. She actually, if you don't know, she does some of her own knitting and sweaters. And she actually started it when we were beginning to go out. But it was always strange things. She would knit sweaters with pints of bitter on them. I have no idea what it's about. Now she apparently does animals and waterfowl and things. Yes.
Well, do you have any other anecdotes or stories you want to share with us about your time on Doctor Who, or any plans for the future?
Yeah, yes. Well, you know, they suckered me into doing some more of those Big Finish audios. They tricked me to get me into the studio. They said I was going to be on X Factor. And I would get to record my own album. And I go in there and I see Louise Jameson, and I knew I'd been had. They latched on the cuffs and said, look, you're going to do this or else you're not going to live to see another season of Little Britain.
Well, legendary Tom Baker, I want to turn the floor over to our group and see if anyone in our amazing meetup group has any direct questions they want to ask you. Anyone?
Oh yes.
Yes, Ernest.
Did you do any shows stoned?
The better question would be, did I do any sober? those.
Anyone else? He came a long way.
Oh yes, you.
After you, of course, who would be do you think is the best Doctor Who, and which one had the best hair?
Oh dear, Rowan Atkinson. I mean, he wins in both categories.
Right, keep them coming.
Oh
Yes.
Sir, is it true that you refused to wear makeup when you were on the show?
I don't know where that story came from. My face back then was pockmarked with a bunch of acne. So of course it was heavy amounts of makeup every day. I almost looked like a member of KISS. Yes.
Did you really want a cabbage for a companion?
Well, it doesn't talk back, does it? And if you had to put up with Sarah Jane Smith or Lila screaming all the time, God, Tegan Jovanka was bad enough. Had to deal with an Aussie.
Well, legendary Tom Baker, we're certainly glad you came.
The doctor has a question.
Oh, yes.
Oh yes, yes. You fellow from Scotland.
He wants to know if you figured out what that blue button the TARDIS does yet.
It makes that noise. It goes, oh. Which I'm with the new fellow. I rather like that noise. I think it's a good one.
Well, legendary Tom Baker, we sure are glad that you took time out of your busy schedule in England to come and visit us today. We're
Yes,
big
I'm
fans.
sitting down and doing sat navs now. Turn left. No, you've gone too far. Back up already. Turn around. Oh, you've missed Gallifrey entirely.
Thank you.
Well,
thank you, legendary Tom Baker. Well, that will.
Oh yes, we should. That's a picture I see. I don't know what you're doing. My hand is nowhere near that.
It's not your hand I'm worried about. But you're old, so.
Oh, I've still got it where it counts.
Well, legendary Tom Baker will be available throughout the evening to answer any personal questions.
Yes.
So, or autographs if you brought your paraphernalia or collectibles.
No, $50 a pop. I've got to keep it up there with Lou Ferrigno to see who's going to give more money. Yes, thank you again.
That's our pleasure, legendary Tom Baker. Thank you. Well, that concludes our annual banquet. So have a safe trip, and we'll see many of